Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Today is my psychic journey day, so I thought I'd talk about my psychic journey. Anyway, before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. I joke about psychic never let out ghost story to tell, like seriously, because it's like, it's like human to us, right? We will always have a ghost story to tell. But I thought today we'd talk about something different, just a little bit break the trend. I think many of people who follow my blog will get an idea how it got all started, how I started all my psychic journey. I roughly mentioned that before, but I think today I'm not talking about reason why. I'm just gonna talk about this whole, journey I may be interesting to you. For once, when I first moved to Vancouver, I actually go back and visit Taiwan in regular basis. Either every 1 year or every other year, I would go back and visit. So every time I go back, I would stay with my auntie, right? As I say, my auntie is very religious. She's the one who would pray 3 times a day, chant, meditate, and all that, right? All night yard. Like, not kidding. But, as I roughly mentioned, because of circumstances that happened that made me, when my higher spirit approached me, that's when I decided, okay, if you can fix this, then I will take on whatever class you throw upon me, right? But today I'm going to talk about how you approach me. See, every time I go back, I don't just stay for 1 day or 2 days. Every time I go back, I tend to stay for a month or so. Right, so usually just me and the kids. So during this month, I guess before everything actually happened, I keep having this dream. Basically, I keep having this. It's a really weird dream. It's kind of repetitive dream. I don't know if you guys know what it's like. That repetitive dream always start with I was living in the middle of the wood, in a high mountain by myself in the wood. Right, and then somebody come visit, and then this higher spirit or Buddha come visit. We would end up having a tea, and then she or he, whatever you call it, would ask me if I'm interested, and my answer is always no, always no. So I don't even know exactly what she's asking me, but the answer will always be no. So I have this repetitive dream for a really long time, because sure enough there would be debate or things like that, and say why not? I say because I'm not interested, not interested, right? So, but the dream is quite consistent. So it's every day when I'm falling asleep. If you know me, I never remember my dreams. The only very few chance I do remember my dream, and when I do remember my dream, that usually represents something. Like either I want to figure it out or not, but that usually represents something. So since this dream is very repetitive, so sure enough, I talk to my auntie about it, right? I joke about it. I say, yeah, I keep having this dream, this Buddha come and have tea with me, keep asking me if I want, I'm interested or not. And I keep saying no, but I don't understand why I keep having this repetitive dream, right? So as religious as my auntie is, she would suggest, oh, maybe you should ask what? Like what? Or, maybe you should change your word. Maybe you should say yes. In that time, you didn't really think you actually got that kind of control in the dream, right? Because we all know not that everybody can control their dream. So sure enough, I did change out my answer, and I would say, like, yes. So instead of saying no, I start saying yes. And then he's like, okay, so if you are interested now, so what tool do you want to have? Then I get a little bit confused, right? I say, tool. I don't understand tool. What tool? He's like, like tarot reader need tarot card, or you need crystal ball, or you need something. Do you need something? And as lazy as me, I say no. I want anything that I can learn without bringing any tool, because knowing me, I'm too forgetful. I forget, I'll forget everything. So sure enough, the person laughed a little bit, and then we and he said, okay, but then before that all happened, you need to come visit me. And I said, visit you? I thought we were visiting right now. He said, oh no, you need to come to me and visit me. So at that time, what she's saying is that she's staying in a temple, and then temple that I never been to. All I have is I woke up, I have this name, and I don't even know this place ever exists. So the direct translation is called purple bamboo forest, something like that. So I woke up with this name stuck in my head, right? So I was asking my auntie again. Since she already visited just about every temple in Taiwan. Mind you, Taiwan is very small, but she visited every temple in Taiwan. I thought she probably know. So I asked her, well, have you ever heard of this before? She said, no, I never been to one. I said, oh, great. We can never get there, right? So, but she said, but, let me call around. It's roughly somewhere, I think. So anyway, she get that time we don't have GPS. Just mind you, GPS, Google, maybe there, but it's not that popular yet, right? It's not something we're like, hey, let me get my phone. That time we don't have phone to do that yet. So she roughly got an idea where that thing is. And then she said, do you want to go find it? I said, go find it. We don't even know where it is, right? We don't even know where it is. It's somewhere like hour and half, roughly around hour and a half drive from her house. We roughly know the direction, but we don't really know exactly where it is, right? So, but since it feels like I will have to visit it no matter what, so we decide to go. I say, sure, just go for a drive, what's around there. So for me, in case we got lost, I want to know what's around there. In case we got lost, I don't find it, so I can still be a tourist, right? So since I figured out there are about 2-3 places I can actually go as a tourist, I agreed to the drive. So when I went to the drive, that was the very first time I had this really weird feeling. I don't know, you guys must know it. It just no. Does that make sense to you? Even though you go into a place that you've never been, but you just know. That's exactly what it's like for me. So when we were driving there, toward that direction, I have very clear sense of turning right, turning left, turning right, turning left. It's really bizarre. And my auntie keeps saying, you sound like you know where it is. I said, I actually don't. But I know we have to turn here for whatever reason that is, right? So the most bizarre things happen is we did get there. And then that thing is not in the main road, it's actually in the middle of nowhere. And we somehow, some way, found it. So when we found it, both of us are very amazed by it because we don't know exactly how that just happened. So but cut a story short, getting there, it was really weird experience when I first walked in. I have to say, feel like you come home. Does that make sense to you guys? When I first walk into the temple, the feeling I feel is I just got home. And then when the even more funny thing is, if you know me, you know I wouldn't behave this way. But the moment I step into the temple, I start crying, and then I cannot stop. And my auntie kept asking me, what happened to you? I said, I don't know. I feel like I need to cry, but I really don't know why. So that happened to me. And then after crying for a good 5 minutes, I don't know, for me it's like forever, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I end up start laughing. And then my auntie started saying, now what? I said, I really don't know. I thought I had full control on my emotion, but I actually did not. I did not, right? So anyway, in Taiwan, if you ever want to communicate with a Buddha, they give you these two things, right? That you throw, in Chinese it's called bua. It's basically a two almost like smiley face kind of thing. And then you throw it on the floor, and it basically only give you yes or no question, right? And that time, as my auntie always do, she would go to it and get it. But it's really bizarre reason. I was just sitting there, I'm waiting for my auntie, but all of a sudden I feel like I had this full-on conversation, right? And then I feel like I just don't need that. I don't need that. See, till then, I never know I have that superpower, okay? So my auntie's like, do you need it? I said, I don't think so. He's like, well, but don't you need to ask questions? I said, oh, I already asked all the questions. So to her, that's against everything that she know. So she doesn't really believe me. Does that make sense? Because compared to me, I'm such a newbie. I don't know anything. To her, she's already been doing this for 20 plus years. So sure enough, she said, well, that just do whatever way she's doing, and then to prove, validate what I'm saying is right, to correct, right? So she did that, and then it turned out just about everything I say is a yes, a yes to her. So sure enough, she woke up feeling very puzzled, doesn't understand how this whole thing works. It seems like I'm not doing the traditional way. So, and then there's another thing that's so funny. Before I leave, the Buddha obviously I need to drink some Chinese herbal medicine, and then I have to go buy it from a nearby shop, right? And then my auntie say, I don't know if there's a nearby Chinese herbal medicine shop. I said, yeah, I think so. Just walk right out there. I think it's right there. And then she keeps saying like, but how do you know? I say, didn't you just come here the first time? I said, I know. I don't know, but I know. But I just go check it out and see. You know what I mean? So we end up do find like Chinese herbal medicine shop. It was really weird. And then we got this prescription from the temple. Don't ask me why, really. Chinese do a lot of things that cannot be explained why. And then, we got a medicine. Okay, if you ever drink Chinese herbal medicine, you will know that thing is not like bloop, and then you can drink water. That thing usually require you to boil the water, cook it for about hour and a half hour, and simmer it down to 1 cup of it, and then you drink it all. It usually tastes disgusting, really. So obviously I have to drink this for 5 days, right? And then after 5 days, I think it's about the time that I had to leave, the Buddha basically say, I have to come back again right before I have to go. I say, that's fine. If I can find you, I come back again, right? So what I think is very funny is that medicine, now if you ask me, I actually forget about what that medicine is. The first couple of days, we really follow the rule, right? That means if I had to drink it by 9, I would try to cook it by 7:30. So by the time it's 9 o'clock, it would be 1 cup of medicine, right? But human is not like programmed. We sometimes forget. We sometimes, just forgetful, right? So I remember during the 5 days of medicine, it was so amazing because there were times like we cook it too long. Does that make sense? We cook it too long, right? And we're thinking what happened with Chinese herbal medicine. We all know, right? When you put it on the stove and cook it too long with a gas stove, it usually dry out, right? So that time was like 2 hours, like 1 hour, 1.5 hours more than we should cook, right? And for some reason, it's still in the perfect 1 cup size. So when we were drinking that cup, we feel really weird because we know it should be dry by now. And why is it still 1 cup of size? Anyway, we drink it, right? Couple of days later, we forget about it again. This time, we forgot to cook it. So now we only got 10 minutes of time to do exactly the same thing, and then we know it's never going to be done. But for the heck of it, we decided, you know what, just do that. Let's just do that, right? And then if it's diluted, then we just drink it as it is. But, that time, we cook it for 10 minutes, and then that weird medicine, like even till this day, it was still a puzzle for me. Because that weird like Chinese herbal medicine, even you cook 3 hours, it still become 1 cup. You cook 10 minutes, it still become 1 cup. You know what I mean? So it's really something, and we're using exactly the same method, and we still don't understand why. So anyway, let's remain mystery till this very last day. But anyway, just there's a lot of unexplainable thing like I can really explain. Like I cannot give you scientific explanation why it happened the way it is. How do I know thing when I should not know thing? But if later on get me to be more accepting of things, accepting of not knowing or knowing, but simply trust it. I think this whole experience during such a very short distance of time really get me a lot boost or insight of it. That's how later on I start to allow things that got no explanation because, it did happen to me, and I couldn't explain this even till this very last day. But anyway, just nothing important to share, but just thought I share with my little journey with you. You know, the reason why it seems like I don't need any tool this day when I consult people, I think there's a lot to do because I asked for it. I'm not a person I'm a very forgetful person. You probably can notice by now, I don't like tool. I don't like any tool. So if I have tool, I most likely will forget about it. And why it seems like a lot of time, I just know. I don't know. I don't know. It's the same reason as I was driving hour and a half to a place I never know where, but it seems like I just know. So as I say, because it happened to me in a way I couldn't explain. I used to believe I'm a very scientific person, and it did happen to me in a way I couldn't explain. So it did help me later on to try to convince. It does take some convincing to tell myself maybe I should just trust it without knowing why. Maybe the result will show it to me later and tell me why. So anyway, just my personal story to share with you all. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.